Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Nerdstrodamus. I'm Dr. Pants.
I'm Lambo.
That's not how that works.
Oh, it's Mario Maker. And you're playing it.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, for today's episode, we're actually going to be doing a wrap-up of all the news for the first week of July, technically last week in June. So let's just jump right in and talk about some things. Stranger Things 3 came out.
What happened to Stranger Things 1 and 2? Did they have games?
Wait, are we talking about the TV show or the games?
Spoilers. Terraria also came out on the Switch.
Great. If I wanted to play, a knockoff of Minecraft, I would just play Minecraft!
Yeah. It is kind of cool that it has multiplayer on the Switch.
No, it is cool. And Terraria is a really cool game, and it's a little easier because it's 2D. So it's a really cool creation tool.
Yeah. The big news this week, of course, though, is that PlayStation Plus decided to change their games at the last second.
Yeah, originally, when the games were coming out, it was going to be Horizon Chase Turbo, a racing game I've never heard of, and Pro Evolution Soccer 2019. At the last second, it changed to Detroit Become Human, the digital edition that comes with Heavy Rain.
That's pretty cool.
And everybody found out one morning on all the news outlets, including Konami, the makers of Pro Evolution Soccer 2019, because Sony just decided to switch it because people were mad.
Get your crap together, Sony. It's not like you're the IHOP logo.
Can't change constantly.
Jeez.
IHOP. We got new SpiderMan suits for Spider-Man on PS4.
Yeah, we saw Spider-Man Far From Home this week.
We did.
It was awesome.
It was amazing.
And they decided to include a couple of the suits that were in the movie.
Right, the stealth suit and the upgrade suit, which is really, really cool that I have new suits sitting in my inventory that I won't change into because I'm just going to swing around in the Scarlet Spider suit because I have issues.
And because Mario Maker 2 is on everybody's mind right now, somebody made Mario Maker 2 in Little Big Planet 3 and uploaded the video about how it all works.
Which, that blows my mind because not only were they able to create this ridiculously involved creation tool in a different creation tool, they used Little Big Planet 3, which I haven't heard them talk about Little Big Planet 3 since it came out.
No, I love Mario Maker 2. It's probably really good.
Yeah.
Anyway, our game of the week is Super Mario Maker. What's that?
That's a Switch.
It's a Switch.
It's apparently Dad.
Hey, Dad. Hey, Dad.
Hey, it's Red Faction Gorilla.
Oh,
This game came out in 2009 on the 360,
And
but it
came
was
out-
remastered for the Nintendo Switch.
Actually, it was remastered for a lot of other things, like 5, 6...
The Switch rules.
Excellent.
It's a blast from the past.
It is.
Literal blast, because you blow things up.
Blow things up.
You know what else is a blast from the past? Our actual game of the week, Mario Maker, because it allows us to play all the old Mario games and new created levels and everything.
Woo-woo.
I mean, Mario Maker 1 on the Wii U was a revelation. All kinds of people made some really, really cool stuff and were able to use the creation tools in really inventive ways.
Yeah, and this hasn't left my YouTube recommendations for a whole week. Everyone I follow who's a gamer on YouTube, and even some people who aren't, have been playing Super Mario Maker 2.
And it's in all the gaming news outlets, particularly about the fact that, oh, hey, we can only upload 32 levels. But somebody made an entire 32-level game in Mario Maker 2 and uploaded it.
Yeah,
So,
it's really, really amazing. So we'll get to that in a sec. And Dad, you really like Red Faction Gorilla.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Go over there and play it.
All right, I'll go over there and play it.
thanks for stopping by.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Anyway, Mario Maker's a really, really good segue, really surprisingly, as if we didn't plan how this goes, into talking about today's topic.
Which is creation tools in games. Like letting players create their own content.
And not just that, but letting players make decisions about what kind of content even comes out and what kind of content, the community will be playing.
Right.
Mario Maker has a really good relationship with its community.
Yes.
There are a bunch of great streamers out there. DGR, there's Dashi if you like lots of screaming. There's Ryu Car, and there's Carl Sagan. 42.
I thought Carl Sagan was dead.
Yeah, but he's alive and kicking on YouTube playing Mario Maker. Yeah. Anyway, so there's so many people out there spreading the good word. I even saw Game Grumps today upload some Mario Maker stuff, and it's bringing people together.
It is because
Creators, players, everybody.
So I got to bring up my favorite story. I follow the Mario Maker subreddit, and somebody posted, he's like, listen, my son made this level, but nobody's playing it.
Aww.
Here's the code. Would you guys give it a shot? And it had thousands of upvotes and comments, and people were like, this level is so hard. What is your child doing?
Nice.
But everybody said it was a good level, it was challenging, and it was... But that's people coming together and, like, supporting them. And other people were like, hey, I'll play yours if you play mine. And, like, switching that back and forth. And we've had a lot of stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
There was the Little Big Planet community that even all the way back on the first one, people made some ridiculous stuff.
Actually, one of our favorite bands, Frost, one of their videos that became an official music video started as a Little Big Planet 2 mod.
Which, that's awesome!
Yeah. So it's pretty nuts.
Yeah. We also have things like Terraria and Minecraft where you're not necessarily making your own games or levels, but you can build whatever you really want. I mean, in Minecraft, people haven't just made structures, they've made art pieces.
And people do make their own, like, levels and stuff in Minecraft. People try.
Didn't somebody make an entire working Game Boy that played, like, Pokemon?
Yes.
Which, that blows my mind. How do you do that in Minecraft?
They got it.
And, of course, then we have the one that is so overwhelming.
Yeah.
Dreams.
So I got Dreams a few weeks ago, and I have to tell myself I can only work on one thing at a time every time I go in, because the amount of customization is overwhelming.
Because you're basically, like, drawing from scratch everything. It isn't that you're given, like, a set of tools.
Yeah. Well,
you are.
And that's the cool thing about the community. You can upload any tools that you make. So people have made all kinds of scripts for everything. Roulette, number generators, all kinds of cool stuff. Teleportation, like, people develop it, upload it, and then you can use it in your own dreams. And if you haven't checked it out, please check it out. Once we have something to show off, we'll show it off.
Yeah.
But there's so much.
There's so much. But this is the gaming community coming together and really using their powers for good.
Yes.
And helping out and, like, putting together these amazing projects that are just fascinating. But there is a darker side.
A dark side.
Where when the fan community comes together and gets vocal about something and changes something for not so great.
Yeah. That's the cancel culture if we're talking about people.
Yeah.
It started on video games. The first big, high-profile cancel culture moment happened with Mass Effect 3.
I want to believe it was around before that, but, like, the most high-profile one was 3.
Yes.
Because if you're not aware, most people hated the ending to Mass Effect 3, and in fact, sent death threats to people because of it.
Right. And to help everything out, an update was kind of put out there to create some closure for people who needed it afterwards.
Yep.
Just as sort of like a, are we okay with everything kind of people, right?
Right. Is it better?
Yeah. And it didn't stop there. And there have been so many games and moments now where something gets released, a trailer comes out, people get angry and upset.
And it gets changed.
Yeah.
The Sonic the Hedgehog movie is a big example of this.
Oh my God, right?
Because, like, that first trailer came out and everybody hated how Sonic looked. They've now pushed back the release date for it so they can change how he looks. Now, you're going to say, what's wrong with that? Movies are typically viewed as art.
Right.
And what you're doing is you're changing someone's artistic view on this. Somebody took time to design that Sonic, and while you may not like it because it doesn't adhere to what your vision of him is, somebody decided to interpret it that way.
Right. And now it's starting to blur the line. Do we think of our games as art? Or are they just a product that we buy and we expect to be as good as we want it to be?
Because things are happening with that, too. Look at Pokemon Sword and Shield. People are upset that we're not getting the full Pokedex. Now, I am one of those people only because I've been carrying Pokemon over for I don't know how long.
Yeah, a long time.
Long time.
Yeah.
And I kind of agree. I would prefer it if, like, up until a certain point it was locked.
Yeah.
But then once you've done everything, then unlock it, let me transfer stuff over.
Sure.
I understand what you're trying to do. But people are flipping out over this.
Yeah.
And they came out and said they're not changing it.
Mm-hmm. And that's probably the right way to handle it, people. Just this past week with the PS Plus, fan backlash changed the games that were coming out. People couldn't get it through their brains that Pro Evolution Soccer was going to come out. And they ended up changing and giving basically everybody a nice little quantum dream, instead.
I have to make a comment about this, though.
Go for it.
While I'm not entirely super pumped that we're getting Detroit Become Human, I did want to play it.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's going to be a game I play once and that's it.
Sure.
And it's coming with Heavy Rain, which is cool if you've never played it. I did. I got it when it first came out on the PS3, played it. I'm done. But here's my counterpoint to that. PlayStation stopped supporting PS Plus on the PS3 and Vita.
Yeah, they did.
The quality of what games got released has plummeted.
Right. Back in the old days, you would get hundreds of dollars worth of games every month.
Right, and now a lot of people did complain like, oh, we're getting indies here and there, but at least there was something first party on there. But Pro Evolution Soccer 2019 and Horizon Chase Turbo, like, I don't even know what that second one is. I'm going to try it. But, like, a couple months ago, we got, like, a Yakuza game. That's a cool release.
That's awesome.
That's a big release game. But soccer and racing? Like, can we get something a little meatier?
Yeah.
So I'm okay with it, but the issue with that is Sony changed it with no talk from Konami. It was their game coming out. I'm sure they were going to be paid to have it put out there like that. Like, that's the issue. But let's talk about one more thing with this.
Yeah.
The redemption.
So is there a game that got the hate, stood in the middle of all that hate, and arose a better man?
Fallout 76 crawled out through the fallout.
You bet. So when Fallout 76 was announced, people were excited.
Right.
A little worried, but excited.
Right. And
when
then,
the game actually released, everything exploded, and everybody hated it, it seemed. Right.
we didn't. If you go back and check our top games of 2018, Fallout 76 is on there because we had a lot of fun with it.
Really fantastic.
It was a glitchy mess, but
It still is to a certain extent.
not as much. But at E3 this year,
Yeah.
they came out, they took all the hate, and even over the course of the year, they said, hey, we're working on it. We're fixing it. They added some things. They changed some things, particularly the weight of bobby pins, but that's another story. But they announced at E3 that they're doing a Battle Royale mode, which is out, and you can play the beta for that, and they're adding a new storyline with NPC human characters, which is what everybody wanted.
Right.
Like, so are they caving in? Are they pandering?
It's hard to tell. A lot of people said, oh, this feels like they're just giving us what we want and pandering to us. But maybe this was the plan all along. If it's really supposed to be a living, breathing world, why wouldn't there be more people in the world after a year?
Right, and
Right?
I-
Right? Am I wrong? Am I
No,
wrong?
no, but I have a question there.
Yeah.
If they see that as pandering and giving in, then what about all the other people who complain about everything else and want something when they get it? Is that going to be like, oh, now they're just pandering? Like, you can't have it both ways, gaming community! Nonetheless, Fallout 76, I have been playing it like crazy since E3 because of all the announcements. We actually stopped playing it for a while.
Yeah.
We've got back into it, and I recently got the challenge of playing Fallout 76 for 76 hours. And I'm loving it. I've moved my house 3 times.
It has been absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, we've been playing it almost every night for hours. It's been a blast. A nuclear blast.
But anyway, let us know what games have an amazing community that supports everything and kind of like, you know, basically has a good feedback loop. And what games have a horrible, toxic community that we probably shouldn't be a part of.
I would argue Fallout 76 can fit into both those. But let us know anything you thought about in the comments below. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share. Smash that like button. And follow us on all the social medias where we're Nerdstrodamus, except on Twitter where we're Nerdstrodamus DL for
Download.
But for this episode of Nerdstrodamus, I'm Dr. Pants.
I'm Lambo.
And we will catch you some other time.
Mario Maker!